As explained in my last video, nowadays there are so many ways to stimulate yourself in an unnatural way. A lot of people develop habits for unhealthy things, and we do not even know how harming this can be yet. Concentration is just one thing which is compromised. Long-term effects of social media or short-form content are yet to be observed. Social media, short-form content, other scrolling media, gaming, adult films, sugar, fast food, drugs, and many more addictions are easily imaginable to occur in various combinations. And with the further digitization and AI development, this will only get worse. Individualistic societies fail to integrate people in a social construct which would keep them from those activities, which in turn damages not only the individual, but also its capability of being a part of society, but that is another topic. Now that we reminded ourselves that there are so many destructive stimulants, we should look at how and where to go on from here. As just said, there's more to it than just improving yourself, but for now this is all we can do and what we should focus on first. If there would be an incentive in form of a well-integrated collectivistic social network which would support and demand people to be a functional part of society through social reinforcement, we probably wouldn't talk about all this. But we live in a society where we are raised to be motivated by a constant competition over monetary rewards, increasing living standards, and meaningless luxury which will ultimately fail to satisfy our rudimentary human needs. But this just on the side. So accepting the current situation, regardless of the social construct, improving one's own life for more satisfaction and productivity is still a motivation a lot of people have and are socially incentivized to. But how are we able to resist cheap dopamine for the sake of long-term benefits? As introduced in my last video, this is a global approach. There is the method of complete dopamine detox, which will certainly be the fastest way, but also the most demanding one. Completely cutting out any negative source of positive stimulation from one day to the other can cause serious symptoms of withdrawal. Most likely not any physically dangerous ones, but definitely a lot of mental distress. Cutting out so much extreme stimulation at once will cause depressive symptoms for sure, so you need to immediately compensate with positive habits. If you decide to stop scrolling social media, watch meaningless YouTube videos and adult films, and start to eat healthy with low sugar and fat, you would need some other sources of reward. Sport, meditation or socializing are examples for future habits which will reward you since the beginning. Over time, other possible habits like cooking, studying, working, being creative, journaling, starting to practice new things, and whatever productive activity with long-term goals you can think of will become your new sources of dopamine. It is always hard to quit these extreme stimulants, and you will definitely feel exhausted for a few days depending on how much of a habit they were before. I personally go through sugar withdrawals quite regularly and have learned that you usually just need 1 or 2 days of feeling unmotivated and exhausted, and the craving will be gone. I would not recommend to quit everything completely at once. You might want to start to add app timer to social media and reduce the amount of time you spend on them. This will also cause you to be bored at times, which I made a video about a while ago. Changing your nutrition can also be done step by step. Start by only drinking water and reduce your intake of food to 3 times a day. Then you can go further to start cooking healthier food and quitting sugar completely. I will discuss nutrition in another video because this has such a global impact on your life. So try to cut things shorter for a week and then lower it any further. I personally just automatically quit some things after a while and never return. After restricting my Instagram time to 15 minutes and then to 10 minutes, I just deinstalled the app completely, which was surprisingly unspectacular. So just start the journey, and combined with abstaining from adult content, this will soon turn into a mindset of improving and will work more or less automatically. We have made it a whole week. Congrats to everyone still on it, and especially to everyone who stood back up after relapsing. You are deciding to change your life, and I want to be there for you. Together we can change the world and maneuver our way out of this stimulation hell.